ARESxGOD here, and it's time to talk about Mushoku Tensei. Now, this episode, things aren't looking very good for Rudy. He finally gets some help from the man god, but things definitely get a lot more complicated. We get to meet Aisha, which she's very cute and I like her quite a lot, especially with a scene she had in this episode. But towards the end of the episode, Rudy has gotten himself into quite some trouble. Lilia is also there. He has to take care of Aisha now, so things are very complicated. And we meet probably the biggest scum trash person we have met so far in the series. So let's get into it and talk about it. Now, at the beginning of the episode, we have Rudy talking to the man god. Finally, he makes an appearance again, offering his advice and help, because we still have no idea what exactly he's planning, all of the schemes, the cryptic advice and so on. But I liked a bit of their interactions, especially Rudy's side, because he admitted to himself at least that he knows not only the man god is to blame for everything that happened so far. He bears some of the responsibility also, and he doesn't really like reverting to his old self back from his original life. I feel like he kind of got used to being Rudy more than being his previous self, and it feels a lot of regressing and depression when he's in that form, when he's talking to the god. And he actually tells him thank you for the advice. But here we get a bit into the complicated things, because he wants information on his family: Zenith, Lilia, Aisha, Sauros, Philip, Ghislaine, even Sylphie also. All of them he wants to find them. But in this time the man god has a condition: promise me one thing. If it works out, next time you're gonna trust me. That's a very big ask, to say the least, because he's not a very trusting entity. I can't even call him a person. Rudy kind of agrees, but that doesn't agree. Let's see how things are gonna work out. But this also gets a bit more complicated, because the advice that he gets is related to Aisha. He gets some dreams, seeing some scenes over there he has to stumble on. He actually stumbles onto them, but the man god tells him, don't tell her your name, and that leads to my favorite scenes from the episode. And then send a paper to the royal palace of Chiron, and you will save Lilia also. This is very cryptic, and the way the episode ended, I feel like the man god kind of wanted these turns of events to happen, but I'll talk more about that when we get to the end of the episode. Now, finally back on the boat, they reach land with the central continent. They even have their rice. And I gotta say, why is this anime so beautiful? The scenery, the opening song, everything. How do they make the land and just normal things look so freaking beautiful? Man, I love this series, the plot, how much work goes into this. Thank you, Mushoku. I just had to say that yet again. Now, both Ares and Rudy agree to help Rudy search for his family, sending the letter also to Roxy. And this is where the turn of events starts happening, sort of like a prophecy. We don't have any control, so to say. It leads to those scenes he saw in the premonition from the man god. And we have Aisha following him. At first we don't really know it's Aisha, just a small girl. He tries to shake her off, and this leads to that scene he saw in the dream, with the guards kind of harassing her. She wanted to send a letter. They stole the letter, they were using her, and one thing leads to another, and she asks his help. They make a getaway. He launches himself into the air with his magic. But those guards, throughout the episode, they feel like they were forced. They weren't really doing this because they thought it was the right thing. They weren't okay with everything that was happening, even when we meet later on. It makes sense towards the end of the episode. But yeah, Aisha asks for his help. He gets her out of that situation. Now we have the funniest scene at this episode, and Rudy kind of did it to himself in a way. His relationship with Aisha, she's very thankful. He keeps his word, not telling her his real name. He just gives out a made-up name, Shadow Moon Knight. Insert, oh, we're using your made-up name, Spider-Man meme over there. But we find out that Aisha wanted to send a letter to her father that her mother is imprisoned at the palace. She wanted help. She has gone through a lot of things, Aisha also. Hopefully we're gonna find out how she ended up here, everything that happened to her after the teleportation incident, Lilia also, maybe some information on Zenith and so many people. But yeah, and I liked the lessons she got from her mother. How are you gonna send a letter without money? If a little girl begs for a letter with no money, people are gonna take care of it. Good advice over there from her mother. But Rudy asks a very important question. I kind of saw where this was going because of his reputation. Why don't you rely on your brother? Also, you must have a brother, just speaking a bit along the lines. I do have a brother, but I cannot count on him, in Aisha's words. Why? Well, you see, there was this box in our house, and my mother always told me, never look inside, don't touch it. But kids are kids, and of course she looked inside. And what do you think she found? The holy relics of Rudy the panties. And I was laughing so much over here. I gotta say, Aisha is so freaking cute and smart and very well spoken, honestly, because she even says he's a pervert. She did the math, everything, analyzed all CSI over there. Yes, he's a pervert. I don't want to have anything to do with that was my favorite scene in the episode. I like Aisha quite a lot, honestly. Hopefully we're gonna see a lot more of her. This situation is gonna be resolved with Rudy being able to save her and Lilia, but we will get to Lilia because he promises Aisha, I will save your mother and you. Now, back at their room, he tells the other, just call me Kennel Master from now on, so he doesn't give himself away to Aisha, thanks to the misunderstanding, but of course he's still a pervert. Now, Ares also was very cute, especially with Aisha. She even tells him, hey, I think you're good just the way you are, but he instantly gets that pervy face when he got a compliment, and they wanted to go directly storming the castle, both reject. Yeah, it's been a while since we stormed the castle, but no, slow down, let's get a reply from my master, speaking of Roxy, but we know Roxy is nowhere near there, and slowly I felt this is gonna get a lot more complicated with that letter also, because we know Roxy went ahead to search for the others. And even the cute moment sleeping when Ares was biting or having a bit of hair in from Aisha's in her mouth, and they get woken up, or at least Rudy gets, by a guard, Ginger York, being there to take Rudy to the palace from Roxy. And this is where you knew a trap was bound to happen. Now, this is slowly you see that Ginger also wasn't really okay with everything that was happening, but he still goes with her. He was very happy-go-lucky. He just excited seeing Roxy again. He didn't take any other possibility into considerations, be it a trap, being something else more. He just had one track mind, going to see Roxy. Now, Ginger tells him that Roxy always boasted about him, praised him in the palace, especially about his incantationless magic, and the more she was talking, the more it felt like a trap, with the way everything was around, even not taking him in through the front entrance. He even bumps into the same guards they were running after him back when he first met Aisha. And yeah, Ginger almost told him something before they entered the room, but stops herself. Both the guards and her weren't okay with what was happening, and we meet the biggest scum. We saw him back in season 1 or part 1. I knew he was a scum, but oof, this episode just I wanted to strangle that dude so much. We even see Lilia is there, tied on the floor, and instantly a trap floor over there. He gets dropped into a hole with a magic circle. A barrier around him can't use his magic, or the magic is cancelled. It's not fully explained how that thing works, so he's pretty powerless, so to say the least. He has his mind though, because this guy, even though he's a scum, is very stupid, honestly, from what we've seen so far. His name Pax Shirone. Did we get his name back in season 1? I honestly can't remember, but I wanna punch him so much. He tells Rudy that Roxy's not there. I just want to use you as bait to get her here. He thinks that Rudy is her lover. He denies it, and this is where he just goes full on scum mode. Honestly, piece of shit. He wants to make Roxy his sex slave, rape her in front of Rudy, and then chop his head. Just dude, holy hell, bro, damn, you need help. Oh, okay, I hope he gets what he deserves, honestly, because man, that guy is deranged, to say the least. But Rudy tells him, how is Roxy gonna hear that you capture me, since I didn't hear anything about Lilia? This is very kind of feel that Pax is not the smartest tool in the shed, to say the least. Now, this is where we come back to the first scene. Even Rudy thinking to himself, hey, I followed all of the instructions to the letter, and we got to this point. What is the manga thinking? Is this the best situation he could have gotten himself in to be able to save Lilia and Aisha? I don't know how he's gonna get out of this one. I feel like he kind of manipulated Pax a bit to share information. Maybe Rigerd and Ares are gonna find out and come bust him out. I honestly don't know. He's in a pretty tough spot, but I don't see Pax. Like I said, he's not very smart, so there's a way out of this one, and hopefully Pax is gonna get a huge beat down, because he deserves it, needs it, we need it, honestly. Now, I'm curious what you guys think about this episode. What do you think about Aisha, how she is, especially that scene? What do you think the manga is exactly planning? And about Pax, let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought about the episode. What was your favorite scene? Do you think Rudy is gonna be able to solve everything over here? First, of course, getting out of that trap. And yeah, honestly, it feels like a new arc is starting with this episode. I'm very excited. We got to see some of the other family members being here, and slowly he's starting to get information or find them, but it's not gonna be simple. I feel all of them, there's gonna be some complications, to say the least, and even more when we get to Ares' grandfather. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought about the episode. As always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot. You guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Mushoku. I'm super excited about next week's episode. I'll see you again on the next one. Bye bye.